In this video, we'll look at how to use Google Spreadsheets to both plot and then calculate the equation of the line that best fits this data. So once you have your data entered, you can highlight the data and then choose Insert, and we'll choose Chart. At this point, since we're doing data, we want to switch over to charts and switch to a scatter plot. We're going to use the first option here, and you can see that it gives you a preview of what that looks like here on the right side. We'll choose Insert, and it inserts the chart. We're going to move this over to the side so we can still look at our data, and we'll resize it to fit the screen here as well. Okay, once that's done, what we want to do is we want to probably give this a good title and axes. So you can click in the title, it automatically puts you into the editor. This is a graph of mass versus volume, so we'll just title it Mass versus Volume and hit Return. We'll inject that title there. We also need to add some titles to the horizontal vertical axes. So if you right click, choose Axis, and then you can set the horizontal axis title. In this case it's mass, and that's measured in, that's volume, and it's measured in milliliters. Hit Return. We're going to do the same for the vertical axis, left vertical axis title. This is the mass as measured in grams. Okay, so that's all set. If you need to change the scale, you can right click on your chart, go into Advanced Edit, and then here is where you can set the scale if you absolutely need to show that it goes from 0 up to 11. You can do that here. Right, if you need to get 0, 0 onto your chart, you could do the same thing for your vertical axis. Here we go. Sorry, you switch here. Left vertical. Here you can set the minimum value to be 0. Maximum value in this case looks like 5 will do it. Alright, now your graph actually includes 0, 0. It's not necessary to do that, but sometimes it's nice to see the origin. And you can see it will update your graph when you click Update. Last thing is we need to get the equation of the line. So there's two functions built into Google Spreadsheets that allow you to do that. One is the slope. So when you go into this cell here, to begin typing an equation, start with the equal sign, and then begin typing your function. So in this case, we're going to actually look for the function called slope. Notice that as you begin typing the function, it prompts you with a suggestion right underneath it. So in this case, yes, we want to use slope, and you can also see it shows the format that the data needs to come in. So in this case, it's going to be your y data, comma, your x data. So we're going to go ahead and click on this to select that option and that function. Now we need to use the y data. In this case, it's the mass. So what I'm going to do is we're going to click and capture, more or less, right, all of the y data. You can see in this case it's A2 through A10 using a colon in between. And then we're going to do a comma. Remember that formula shows, y data, comma, x data. And now we're going to pick notice the cursor is right after the comma now. Now we're going to pick the x data. The x data is the volume. So we're going to click again and drag and capture all of our x data. To finish off the equation, close out the parentheses, hit Return, and it is now calculating a slope for the line that fits this graph. That slope is measured in whatever units your graph is set to. In this case, since it's rise over run, we would have grams per milliliter, 2.6 in this case. Last one is the y-intercept. So we'll get that by doing, again, a formula. We're going to use the equal sign, and then the function we're looking for in this case is called intercept. Right. Again, if you begin typing int, it'll prompt you with formulas that begin with that. In this case, we want the intercept. Right. Notice again, it's the same format. It's data y, comma, data x. So we're going to click on this to get the equation going. Now we need to capture our data. We need y data, which is mass, comma, x data, which is volume. Close the parentheses. There you go. At that point, you can now put together your equation in slope intercept form, because we actually have those values here. You also have your charts.